What up, y'all? My name is Antoine Davis. I'm here to give you the secrets of training for ultimate Frisbee players. Um, a little bit about me. I've been playing for 16 years, won eight championships, two finals MVPs, represented the USA three times. And I'm here here to share all my knowledge so you can become the best player that you can be. And really, I created this channel and all these resources because I wanted this 10 years ago when I was starting my elite, when I started really dedicating myself to Ultimate Frisbee. So I'm here to share all that knowledge that has brought me to uh, my current place. So let's dive into it. Yeah, these are when I went through, especially the last 2 years, I've spent quite a lot of research and time in asking other players, especially when I was at Australia with Team USA, asking them like what they do to help them get to where they are, the other Team USA members. And these are just some of the commonalities that I found. And let's dive into it. So, number one was explosive footwork. A lot of people spent a lot of time in just working on their agility, and either that came through playing other sports or just simply repping these types of drills. Um, and the favorites were like the 5-10-5, where you set one cone in the middle and put a cone 5 yards this way and 5 yards to the right, 5 yards to the left. So there's three cones, and you run 5 yards to the left, run 10 yards to the one all the way in the right, and come back to the middle. And there's variations where you can do that. You can do just all sprints. You can do a shuffle, sprint, sprint, shuffle, shuffle, sprint. Any combinations that you run, or strafing as well, where you are have your hips turned toward the cone, but your chest is faces forward, as if like you're guarding someone. Um, in a T drill, which is exactly how it sounds, where you have a 10 yards from in the stem and 5 yards each this way, and it creates a T. So you run up this way, back down. And again, you can add a back pedal at any part of those sections, shuffling, strafing, full on sprints, um, even in a spin move if you want to, instead of just planting your foot at the cones. Y drill, exactly the same. I usually set them up at 45 degrees. So I go up 10 yards, 5 yards here, come back, then actually come down instead of going to the next stem. Or you could go to the next stem, but I usually prefer just going from the center line down. Um, and vice versa, you can go this way as well. Um, and I found that these are the drills that are favorited by elite players. And a lot of people get caught up in like, or ask me like, why not ladder drills? It's because they're good at like helping you get familiar with foot positions, but I wouldn't spend any more time than 5 minutes on ladder drills, just because what agility actually is changing directions at usually at a pretty fast speed, then stopping yourself and re-accelerating. So de-acceleration, stopping, positioning yourself again, and re-acceleration. So, and you can't really do that in a ladder drill because it's, you're not moving that fast, right? Even if the fastest person who's, done years and years of ladder drills, they're probably at best moving at 30% of their max speed. And what you want to do is be able to go 100%, stop on a dime, then come back, and you really don't experience those kind of forces in the ladder drill. So, yeah. So number two, um, is like finding your weak spots by analyzing your turnovers, turn those situations into drills, and transform your weaknesses into strength. So, like for me, for example, how this shows up is I used to turf a lot of my around backhands just because I was like really uncomfortable in those positions. And what I did was I turned it into a drill. So I set out some cones, um, as if I was being uh, marked no round flick. So right, it was a very challenging for my backhand. And as I stepped out, I was practicing as if I had a very tall defender guarding me, and I had to really reach out and elongate, and even try to blow past their arm, get underneath their arm or over top of their arm, so I could get through the throw. Um, and that has helped me turn that throw into a throw that I'm now very comfortable in. So when in doubt, actually, I turn to that throw because I've repped it so many times. And the reason why you want to focus on like your hot spots of your turnovers, right? Because what if, like, for me, that was like, 2 turnovers per game, right? Now it's become a safety throw. So effectively, what I've done is I've reduced 2 turnovers per game, which is quite a lot. And I've done this with other throws as well. Let's see, like my decision making when it came to my flick. I have an accurate flick huck, but sometimes I'm like too overconfident. So I would visualize what positions I would want my defender and my teammate to be in. So I would throw these throws, or I would holster and maybe fake them under, or even fake them in a way so I can make them do change direction, and so I could throw a hammer instead. Um, so yeah, using your turnovers as guidance of what type of throwing drills you should do. So this is kind of like a little bit of self-coaching. The power of the prehab. Number 3, stay injury-free with exercises like 90-90 breathing, side-lying rotations, adductor stretches. Longevity is the key. So the name of the game a lot of the time is like the greatest like asset you can have as a player is like availability. So that means, injury free, being available, coming to practice often, and the only way you can get better consistently is by keeping showing up, and a lot of that is by staying injury free. So we use popular exercises that I found with some athletes is this 90-90 breathing, side-lying rotations, and adductor stretches. If you want me to explain what those are, you can just comment below, or you can honestly just YouTube search these. They're pretty common exercises that a lot of people don't do, but what they do is help you relax in certain positions, because what tightness and like sticky spots that often people are experiencing are just tension, right? And people often look to stretching as the like the cure, but often what it is we have to turn our nerve system off and tell our bodies like, hey, it's actually okay to not to be fully activated right now. We can actually be relaxed. And what some of these exercises are doing is allowing you to breathe in a very relaxed way so you can turn off these things. So even you stretch these things, if your nervous system still thinks it's in a fight or flight mode, it will keep these systems on. And no matter what you do to stretching, it still thinks like it's in danger. So it'll kind of tighten back up, and you can continue to stretch these things. And what you can actually do is stretch these muscles so much that they don't perform as effectively as you need them when you're trying to sprint, trying to change direction, or throw a big throw. Number 4, game-winning decisions training. Break down game footage and ask why that player made that move. I should say make that move. Sharpen your instincts and decision making. So, like, let's say you're improving your throws, but you still have like high turnover rates, or you're improving your defensive technique and you're still getting beat. What you can now do is pick your favorite defender or offensive thrower or whatever, and ask why they're doing what they're doing. What decisions, what information are they gathering to make the decisions that they're making, right? What are their eyes seeing? Maybe they might be communicating to something. Even a bonus tip on top of this: simply ask these players. A lot of ultimate players love sharing the knowledge that they have gathered over their experience, and just simply going to ask and DMing these people. I've You would be surprised how often these people are willing to share. That's how I got my career off to a running sport, because whenever I got into contact with these people, I just continued to ask questions, because a lot of the time these elite athletes, elite players, love sharing their knowledge. See your success method. Visualize perfect throws, cuts, and plays before stepping on the field. Prime your brain for peak performance. This is a very favorite of mine, and again, a lot of other players do this. Maybe not to like a distinctive practice like I have, but they spend time, daydreaming about the big plays that they make, that daydreaming about some of the plays they have drawn up with their teammates, some of the throws they want to make, some of the cuts they want to make, how they want to play defense on the other with each other. Like, daydreaming is literally visualizing. So and I would say the reason why I have a distinct practice about it is because I want to get more fruits from my efforts, right? So I've honed this skill of visualization, and made it into a daily practice, so that when the time comes to make these plays, it's not new to me, right? I've done these hundreds of times in my mind, and it's familiar to me, right? So yeah. Number 6, zone defense mastery hacks. Crack the zone with quick resets, well-timed cuts, and over-the-top throws. Play mini games to hone your instincts. So a lot of what zone breaking is just moving the ball quickly, having well-timed cuts when you see openings in the zone, and simply throwing it over the top. Just because those over-the-top throws move quickly through the air and don't have much hang time. And a great way to do this is honestly just to play mini. A lot of what the handlers are doing is essentially just playing mini, and being comfortable, in these quick decision, quick instinct type of situations will help you on 7-7 when a zone is being thrown at you. Number 7, wind-proof throws. Make windy days your training days. When the wind picks up, your team will rely on you to deliver, right? So, for me today, there are 30-mile-per-hour winds out there today, and I'm excited to go through, right? Usually, it's people fear windy throwing days, or maybe avoid windy throwing days, but the more comfortable you can be in uncomfortable situations, these are going to come up in tournaments. Like, windy days, they happen. It's not an uncommon experience, just on a day-to-day basis. So the more comfortable you can be in these windy conditions, and putting more snap and putting more drive into your flicks, backhands, or whatever, your team will turn to you when those moments come. Body language secrets. Confidence starts with how you carry yourself. Stand tall, project strength, and lead your team by example. I'm always conscious of how I'm presenting myself to my teammates. Even the times that I'm doubting myself, or not feeling the best about myself, I know that I can use my body language to actually trick my brain to no, you still got this. No, you can. You're still one of the best players in the world, even after a big mistake, or somebody dunking on me or something like that. Also, this is how you're presenting yourself to the team. Especially if you're a leader on the team, you want to be presenting confidence, presenting vitality, presenting strength as much as you can. And there are times to be vulnerable and being real with your teammates. But in terms of when you're in battle, most of the time you want to show strength and present yourself that way. Mindset reset, the post mistake rule. This is one I love personally. But to bounce back like a pro, take a deep breath, focus on a positive smile, and get back in the game. That's simple. As simple as that. One After playing a few years with Jack Williams, one of the things I picked up from him is when he makes a mistake, he like kind of shakes his head, does a simple clap, and he's back in. That is his 2 or 3 second like, hey, I accept this. This is what happened. On to the next thing. All right, I'm here to, correct my mistake essentially, and it doesn't linger with him, and that's something I've taken. I've taken a slightly different approach. I just take a deep breath, and it's like, all right, focus on the positive. If I turf this, like, all right, let's go get the block. If I miss the block, I focus on like the adjustments I can make, and I smile. Smiling usually puts me in a slightly better mood, and I can get back into the game. And as I re-engage with the game, I actually am more and more positive. And last but not least, the golden recovery window. So recover like a pro with protein, cool downs, foam rolling, and hydration. Those 10 minutes post-session matter. So yeah, intentionally taking some time after practice, after a game, in between games for tournaments is crucial to like what you want to be focusing on is getting your heart rate down, cooling off, maybe getting some food into you, some foam rolling or massage gun, some hydration, maybe some cool water as well on your neck or on your hands, just to tell your body like, hey, the battle is done. We can sit and relax. We can recover and as quickly as we can, because those additional seconds and minutes will matter and help you perform better for your next game if it's the next round or you have a bye, because you have more time rested than your opponents. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Leave any comments if you have any questions or about whatever I talked about. But yeah, excited to share my knowledge, and make sure you follow and subscribe for more. Thanks. Peace.